It's been 7 years since the release of the last Star Ocean game, but after exceeding 30 hours buried in the beautiful yet barren world of Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness, or Star Ocean 5, it's difficult not to feel disappointed. Its story and characters are underdeveloped, its mission design fluctuates between uninteresting and tedious, and despite gratifyingly complex combat and skill upgrade systems, the game is weighed down by a host of frustrating smaller problems.
That wasn't even worth the effort. What can I say? I'm a perfectionist.
In Star Ocean 5, Fidel and his childhood friend Miki involve themselves in their home planet's civil war, and along the way discover a bigger problem. Technologically advanced beings from another world have arrived and are using their home for nefarious purposes. Along the way, Fidel gathers a ragtag band of not-quite heroes to rescue a mysterious little girl named Relia.
If we go with you?
Then you may never be able to return to this planet again. Even if we do save Relia.
We might never see our home again?
Unfortunately, the narrative falls flat. Characters are bland with little to no emotional development, making it difficult to care about their trials, and the plot does a poor job communicating anyone's motivations. There is a lot of melodrama with no power behind it, and characters don't grow together and take confusing emotional leaps. The world of Star Ocean 5 is big and beautiful, but feels just as empty as its characters. Areas are vast, and dungeons are veritable mazes, but none of it feels alive. Enemy creatures spawn in clumps in the same places every time, making the world predictable. There's also no world map, and some areas are gated until you progress far enough in the story, making the world feel small and defeating any sense of exploration. But everything is better when you're in combat. All characters in your party fight at once, though you can only control one directly at a time. You can swap between characters on the fly, which comes in handy during tougher boss battles, where you may want to oversee healing efforts yourself. Battles are a flurry of motion and light and are an absolute delight to take part in. Even longer, tougher boss battles are welcome challenges, and your team dancing around the battlefield in real time is a gorgeous display. That is, if you properly develop and assign combat roles and skills. These are unlocked by defeating enemies and collecting special points, which you spend to upgrade roles and determine the behavior of your characters in battle. You can unlock healing roles that prioritize spells and assign them to one character, putting them in charge of buffing the party and debuffing enemies. Or you can give roles that prioritize the use of special attacks to your casters, which ensures they keep out of harm's way while still dealing the highest amount of damage. This creates deep levels of customization within your party, and taking the time to unlock, develop, and assign combat roles and skills makes fighting a visual treat and a breeze to navigate. Cooking up assignments and strategies before major boss battles was a highlight of my time with Star Ocean 5. Missions suffer from some odd issues. Too many large-scale battles add much unwelcome tower defense, and more involve seemingly never-ending waves of enemies with no direction for defeating them. Still others pit you against enemies you can deal no damage to until dialogue leading up to the introduction of a MacGuffin plays out. These missions are poorly designed and an abuse of your time and resources. Side quests are equally frustrating and very boring, although completing enough of them can help you unlock specialty skills like being able to see enemies on the map and scavenging for resources. But these missions are nothing more than fetch quests and not worth the effort. It's possible to never unlock certain specialties because you never complete enough or the right kind of quests. Star Ocean 5 also suffers from a few weird quirks. Characters constantly talk over each other, and too often, while in a boss battle or major conflict, characters would have conversations key to the plot, and I would be unable to hear them. Pivotal conversations were lost to me over the clash of swords and spells.
Not all. You see, our ultra-long-range sensors are detecting control of spacecraft. Readings indicate it is scheduled right before us.
That's pretty terrible news.
We wish you the best, sir.
Also, Fidel can bump into and physically move NPCs, but will walk straight through his teammates like they're ghosts. It's incredibly jarring and pulls you right out of the experience. And manual save points are infuriatingly few and far between. There are parts of the story where the game actively blocks you from saving between large battles and unskippable cutscenes. Running a gauntlet without reprieve is unnecessary and does not add challenge, only frustration. The story of Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness is bloated and empty, with no worthwhile emotional payoff in character development or narrative. Combat and its subsequent upgrade systems are genuinely fun, but the overall experience is held back from being great by a lot of small things. It holds too tightly onto outdated character tropes and concepts. If you came here searching for the epic sci-fi glory of the series past, this is not the Star Ocean you are looking for.